Hello and welcome to our special series, CIB in Conversation, with the keynote speakers for World Building Congress 2022. And a big thank you to all our sponsors for that Congress, who are also acknowledged here in this recording. Today, I'm really pleased to be talking to Chimay Anumba again. He's Dean and Professor at the College of Design, Construction and Planning at University of Florida in the United States. And he's a rock star in the CIB network, really known as one of the leading academics in his field. So Chimay, good afternoon from me here in the UK. Good morning to you there in Florida.
Hello, Dan. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, and thank you very much for coming back to just do an extra little piece about your keynote speech. I don't know if I did justice to your role, so please tell our viewers first a bit about your background and your current role in the world of built environment research.
Thanks very much, Don. Hi everyone. I'm Chimay Anumba. I'm currently Professor and Dean at the College of Design, Construction and Planning here at the University of Florida. I have had several years of work mainly in the construction engineering and informatics area, spanning several continents, from the initial education in Africa, Nigeria specifically, and then moving on to the UK, and now based in the US.
So thank you very much for agreeing to be a keynote speaker in June. We're pretty sure we're all going to be able to be face-to-face now, Chimay, although for sure there'll be certainly some attendees online as well. It'll actually be a hybrid format. So what are you going to be talking to us about during your keynote?
So I've thought long and hard about this, and there are lots of different developments going on that I'd like to bring together. So I'm thinking of talking about something along the lines of design and construction at the confluence of a number of different dynamic changes going on in the world. One of those relates to climate change. Another relates to developments in computing and information technologies. And the third relates to demographic changes, which are suddenly going to affect the population of students, but also of the workforce within the built environment. And so I'm going to try to weave a thread through all of these and try to make some sense of what the construction industry needs to be doing to better prepare for those changes that are coming.
And you mentioned some of the challenges there, some of the macro trends, if you like. Will the effects of COVID, the global pandemic, also be something you want to address?
That is something that I'll touch on briefly, yes. It is one of those things that has an impact on the demographic changes, but also climate change has an impact on the way that these things proliferate and also affect the population.
So you're in an interesting space, but the sort of climate change and informatics. So what is it that where you particularly see the value of bringing those two themes together in the way in which you look at them?
I think that there's a lot going on with regard to climate change, but also we have tremendous computing power right now in terms of data analytics, but also in terms of artificial intelligence to make better sense of trends, but then also to harness those to design systems and buildings that are more responsive to some of these dynamic changes.
And what are the key points that you want our audience to take away from your keynote?
I think one of the main things is that the construction industry should not remain passive and just react. We need to anticipate these changes. We need to think carefully about how we go about our business in the future. And so we need to help to shape the future as we should, rather than just be reactive to what is coming.
And I think that's an extremely positive message for the industry. What would your key message be to governments and policymakers?
The key message to governments and policymakers is that these things should not be ignored. There are important policy decisions that need to be made to help shape the response, but then also to incentivize industry to take the necessary steps to make the investments that are needed in order to make sure that we mitigate the potential adverse impacts of climate change, but then also to ensure that emerging technologies such as AI are deployed effectively and to maximize the benefit of those.
And thinking about another one of our audiences that will be well represented at the World Building Congress, and that's early career researchers and students, if you like. You know, how you talk about these issues, they're crucial issues. It seems like a massive opportunity to me for young researchers in this area. Do you agree it's an exciting time?
I certainly agree. It's a very exciting time. Young researchers should be able to find lots of interesting research areas to focus on. One message I really would like to drive home is that they really need to be looking at how they can partner with colleagues in other disciplines, because these are not challenges that can be addressed by one discipline alone. So early career researchers should be looking at the key areas of research to work on, but then also try to identify potential partners in other disciplines with whom they can work in order to actually solve these problems and make a big difference.
And I mean, these big problems, you know, the really complex problems need that multidisciplinary approach, don't they? Is that the way of the future, do you think? Will more and more research comprise multidisciplinary teams from all sorts of different backgrounds and areas of expertise?
I certainly think so. I think that is the way increasingly things are going in the future. Multidisciplinary collaboration has been a key part of my personal research over the years. It's one of the key themes that I'm trying to drive within my college here. And we've been putting in place a lot of structures and systems in place to support that collaboration. And I think that increasingly that is just going to be the way that things are done.
Fantastic, thank you. And what would be your sort of closing message for people thinking about coming to World Building Congress? Why should they make sure they're with you and me and everybody else in Melbourne in late June?
I think CIB is a great forum for a lot of organizations and people to get together and to learn how to network, but then also to learn what are the most emerging issues in the field. There's tremendous opportunities also, particularly as we come out of COVID, to identify opportunities to grow togetherness and try to figure out ways to better work together.
Well, I can hear your dog's very excited about the prospect, Chimay.
Yeah, that's an unwelcome distraction.
Well, I think on that note, all I can say is thank you very much indeed for this trailer of what we can expect to hear from you in June. I look forward to seeing you in Melbourne, and thank you again for joining CIB in Conversation today. All the best.
Thank you very much, Dan. Really looking forward to seeing you in Melbourne.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.